Welcome to Kharkov 1942. We're playing as the Wehrmacht here, and what we're trying to do is actually stop an enemy assault. Now, this is a counterattack on our actual army. We've been the ones attacking ourselves most of this time, but the Wehrmacht has ground to a halt. We've got some actual martyrs here. I believe they're martyrs. We'll get a closer look. But another thing I'm going to do is send some infantry over here into the actual town of Peshanor, as you can see, and hopefully we can assist in stopping this Soviet advance. There are a lot of enemy units coming, and we don't have the standard Panzer III or 4s that would really be helpful. We've got these guys right here, the Panzer J1s. So, if they can actually get, in front of the enemy and get some shots, beautiful. The problem is, it's quite easy to take these things out. All the enemy has to do is get behind them, toss a grenade in, and cheese toast. So anyway, guys, this is pretty much how I'm going to set up. It looks like the enemy will actually be attacking us from uphill, if I'm not mistaken. We'll leave two guys here just to keep an eye on that area. And we're also leaving some of the guys over here, just in case the enemy decides to try and take Beshanov from us. I'm also going to grab these units, and I think... No, you know what? I actually quite like their setup here in Peshanov. I'm just going to push these guys forward a little bit, and we shall get started. Well, as always, guys, wish us luck. This is sure to be a tough battle, but at least we've got some snow to help us, some high winds to help us, and, of course, these beautiful entrenchments. Best of luck to the men! Alright, guys, tanks are visible. Enemy tanks are visible over there at Beshanov North. Now, you can actually see our armor is starting to fire. We should have brought more of our tanks to this exact location, but you can never know for sure where the enemy tanks are going to be. But I'm actually tempted to bring one of our other Panzer Js out of its trench just to engage the armor here. Just not sure that's going to be the best idea. This guy's getting continuous shots at that armor. Not sure how effective it is, but we're going to take Justin Bieber right here and fast move him, just so that I can get additional shots. The one problem with this particular tank, besides the open back, is the fact that you can't really turn the turret. You got to aim the tank in the direction of whatever you want to shoot at. So that's exactly what we're going to do now. I do see some infantry over there at Peshanor North as well, but obviously I'm not nearly as concerned about them. Alright, Bieber. See ever dangerous Bieber right here. In fact, I'm going to ask him to cancel his movement right there. So he should fire at whatever he sees, essentially, in front of him. And there we go. He's already targeting the enemy. Wish our infantry would also target their infantry here, but doesn't seem to be high on their list of priorities. Nonetheless, we will start aiming that way. It's also a really good move to put our guys here in the town, because they're already engaging quite a few enemies. And look at that. We've actually got some Soviets attempting to take the town. A few enemy infantry units right there in front of us, too. Let's get a good look here at the tanks, etc. This is really the main threat to us. And if we can just hit some of these tanks and knock them out, I'm confident the Soviets will retreat. Oh, yeah. Beautiful view here from the trenches. Let's just keep an eye there on the right, because there are some infantry units there. Whoa. That's enemy armor firing over here. Pretty damaging, as you can see. Killed one of our guys, wounded the other. We've got to be very careful about that armor. See if our tanks are doing okay. It's actually calling them tanks is a bit of a lie. These are assault guns. But I'm actually going to push our assault guns forward. I see their tanks are actually changing direction. It looks like now they're attacking our units over here at the actual objective point. This could be an opportunity for us to wipe out those tanks. Let's take a look here at Stahl and his men. Oh my goodness, look at that. An instant grenade throw there, knocking the officer down. But can he remain alive? I'm not sure. Now, the enemy's actually asking for a ceasefire, but this is definitely not a situation where we want to accept a ceasefire. We want to at least try to damage some more of the enemies, try to knock out some of their armor, of course, and potentially try to take some of those points. I'm even considering doing a nice charge here with the units we have right in this area. Problem is, it looks like they've already engaged an enemy tank, so until we get that tank out of the way, we can't move these guys. Alright, we've got some of our assault guns moving. Don't tell me Bieber has been tracked. He's just stuck. Oh, this is so frustrating. We're going to try to get him to back up. Reverse, reverse, reverse. Come on, boys. Not the best armor at all. Just taking them forever to actually get on the field. They've gotten stuck in their own trenches. This is so embarrassing. We'll try to push them forward, but, you know, this could have, of course, lose a battle for us if we didn't manage to get any of these guys out. I mean, it's a really unfortunate situation. So I am going to push this assault gun. I think Bieber is stuck for good. They try to reverse him again, but I don't think it's going to be reversing. And let's just turn this guy towards the enemy tank. It's over 1 kilometer away, so I doubt he's actually going to take any shots. So let's just order them to attack, period. So they'll be a little more careful. Whoa. There we go. Just saw some shots going towards the tank. Yep, that's definitely our assault guns. Beautiful. That's what we need to do. Just gotta keep pinging this thing, especially in the side. We should be able to knock this tank out. That's a BT-7. Come on, boys. Imagine if it was a T-34, they'd have no chance whatsoever. Looks like there could potentially be some tanks we took out and didn't realize. As you can see, this guy is leaking fuel, and also his vehicle has been abandoned. The same with this guy. His vehicle has been abandoned. So, again, we did a little better than I expected. I thought for sure that we hadn't taken out a single one of the tanks, but that's not the case. Now let's make sure that the rest of our infantry can mop up the rest of theirs. And there we go. You see all the mortars being fired here from our men. They're certainly on top of the infantry push here by the Soviets. And let's face it, they know they're not going to get any closer here. Pretty much ground to a halt on top of this hill. Problem is, though, that armor is still a problem. And I'd like to, of course, remove it so that our future infantry units don't have to deal with it at all. So let's go ahead and push these guys forward, push Bieber forward. He's stuck. It's going to be tough for him to actually even move. But we're going to try nonetheless. And of course, at any moment, once again, enemy asking for a ceasefire, we can go ahead and accept the ceasefire and end the battle. But I feel like we still have to have a little more fun with the enemy, especially with the enemy tanks here. And we could also get some shots at that enemy infantry with all of the guys in the trenches here. In fact, I'm going to turn their focus to just the infantry. Don't really need to pay attention to the tank with our infantry. We mostly need to focus on destroying their infantry. Their tank has actually caused most of our infantry casualties in this battle. We've actually got Shell here, but I don't believe he has the gun. I believe they lost the gun during the last fight, which is a real shame, because this gun would be very useful against the tank. Let's take a look at that thing. So he's actually now actively firing at our assault guns. Since they've decided to take a... I don't know why he's decided to go around to attack forward. But for whatever reason he has, and the enemy's certainly taken note of that. Might be because we ordered a fast move, so maybe the fastest way is to actually get on the road. It's certainly a possibility. Alright, just saw a pretty heavy hit on that tank. I'm not sure. Wow. Oh, I think just mortar shots. Pretty much just mortars. Maybe a mortar is sufficient in taking down a BT-7. Again, pretty light armor, but I would doubt it. I would doubt that a mortar can take out any tank, really. right, look at that. Infantry push on Peshanov North. So they were bombarding this area quite frequently with that tank. Looks like now they think they might be able to take it with some infantry. I've got some very bad news for them. I mean, just imagine trying to get up this hill. With all of these machine guns, all these mortars, it's an absolute nightmare. I wouldn't wish it... Well, I would wish it upon my worst enemy in this case. So there's no way they're getting up here. I just don't think it's going to happen. They could try, but... best case scenario, it's just going to allow us, give us an opportunity to knock out some more of the enemy infantry here. I mean, there is just no taking this hill whatsoever. Look at that. Beautiful. Still getting some shots there. Even at this distance, our machine gunners are working on the enemy infantry over there. I love it. This is why I can't accept a ceasefire yet. We've got pretty good visuals here of the enemy movement, so let's keep it going.
Die Russen kommen! Feindliche Infanterie! Da drüben! Da!
I'm going to try to kill those officers. Quite a few over there in the woods. Let's just take a look at the enemy position here, see if we can spot any bodies. I'm actually amazed that the Soviets haven't retreated yet, but I think it's because in this particular battle, they have so many defensive locations that we can take that they're probably thinking that we would grab all those defensive locations across the canal here. And that's probably what we would do. Whoa! Oh! So we're actually popping this. I think we might be calling in artillery. I don't see any other reason why our men are firing smoke out here. It could be arty. It could be simply letting the rest of our infantry know where the enemy is. You can see we've got a lot of men out of the trenches here from all that bombardment. So now they really have to go to war. Get that machine gun set up, son. Right. Look at this. Whoa, whoa, whoa. We got prisoners. Soviet prisoners. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not bad. They've started to surrender here. Probably a good idea. We're not playing here around Kharkov. It's only 1942. Not quite the time where the Soviets can get proper revenge. So we're going to keep them back for now, and we're going to keep on targeting those officers unless the enemy calls it off and retreats out of here. Absolutely getting some officer kills is going to help us. Stalin's already killed most of the good ones. Let me just kill the rest. How this guy can cross the battlefield is beyond me. Also not seeing that other bit of armor, so perhaps we knocked it out as well. Maybe that's what this burning is? Let's take a look. Nope, it's right here. Yeah, she's dead. She's absolutely dead. So we did manage to knock it out. And look at the hit right on the side there, guys. 1, 2, 3. 3 hits right here on the side. It looks like that was the kill shot. 4 hits right through the center here, probably killing the driver instantly. And we've also got 3 hits over here on the track. This guy took a lot of a nasty pounding before going down, but I'm glad we were finally able to make that happen. Now, the next order of business would be, potentially getting out of the trench here and storming one of these locations, like Peshanov North. Just not sure that's a wise choice. In fact, I'm almost certain it's not a wise choice because we're going to end up losing a tremendous amount of soldiers in that push. So I think we have succeeded in stopping the enemy. We can go ahead, we can accept that ceasefire. They're certainly not going to be pushing anymore. No major attacks. We've taken out a number of their tanks, and I think we have pretty much ground this offensive to a total halt. Anyway, guys, as always, if you enjoy these videos, hit that like button, drop a comment down below, subscribe, you know what to do. And if you really want to help us, join our channel for $5 a month, less than 5 cups of coffee a month. I mean, it's really, really cheap, and it helps me big time. All right, let's see the casualties list here. It's going to be a draw. I'll take it. Actually, casualties were surprisingly similar. 8 men killed on both sides. For some reason, they had 42 wounded. We had 17 wounded. But in terms of the lost vehicles, this is what I wanted to look at. So in the end, we ended up destroying 2 of their vehicles and damaging 1. That was probably that one BT-7 we saw that was running just fine, but was abandoned. They can easily just get right back into that, and it's back to business. After, of course, the tank crew has spent some time in the Gulag. Well, thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope I'll catch you on the next one.